This script is going to change your sales life for the rest of eternity. Now, this script is what I found working after 2 months of being with this particular company. And I'm not going to say exactly the amount of money we made last month. However, it's multiple 5 figures. I don't want to, just for privacy reasons and personal reasons, I don't want to say. However, it's a good amount. And all of that can be attributed to this single script. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what I say and what I do and why I say certain things and how I say certain things, which allowed us to get to that particular number. Don't skip past this video now and go into the recommended videos which are on this side. I know you want to, however, if you're actually serious about improving your sales skills and improving your sales process, watch this whole video, put it on 1.5 times speed if it helps you get through it quicker, don't mind that, but genuinely put it on full screen tab, just listen and watch the video. I'm going to put a link to the Google Doc which gives you access to the script so you can see and implement it into your business and into your offer specifically. Now sit back, relax, put this video on 1.5 times speed and just watch the video. You're going to feel urges to click off because you might feel that it's going a bit slow. Put it on 2 times speed, but do whatever you can to finish this whole fucking video because I promise you it's going to change the way you view sales and you view your sales process for the rest of your life. And let's get into it.
Yeah, so basically I'll just go over it briefly and then I'll touch upon each section and why it's important. I'm not going to go like 100% in depth because I could spend like a whole 2-3 hours on one bit, you know. I'll go briefly over it, and then yeah, if you have any questions, just literally stop me. Don't be afraid, just stop me and be like, yo, what does this mean or whatever. And yeah, that's it really. So this is essentially how a call would usually go, and basically how we try to control it. Now, obviously, as soon as they join the call, hey, how are you, blah blah blah, whatever. Just like literally, for me, it's like 2 or 3 questions, you know. Hey, like I say, hey, how's the day going? I usually say, hey, can you hear me? I'm smiling, stuff like that. That's the intro. Then we frame the call, which basically means that we take control. Okay, these are just different functions. Then it's information gathering, right? Now this basically, just the discovery, understanding about them. After that, we have the transition. Right? We'll tie up discovery and then transition, right? Then we have the pitch. This is a different pitch. Basically, just say what we do, how it's fulfilled, answer any questions. And then after that's done, you commit, temperature check, which I'll go into. Then, yeah, price and then objections. That's basically how the call usually goes. Now, with the introduction, like I was saying before, for me specifically, I only ask 2 different questions, and it's like usually, hey, maybe not hey, how's it going, but like, tell me about your week so far, just so it's a bit different. Hey, I'm sensational, like the video does. Just something different, something. You just say, hey, how's it going? But yeah, I'm good about it. But if I say, I usually speak about where they're from or what accent they have, right? Just like. So you're in Spain, right? Oh, whereabouts? Oh, really? I actually went there. Yeah, it was really cool. Anyway, just something small, something to just speak about, just to show that you're a real person, you know? Then, after that, is we frame the call. Now this basically means that we take control and we tell them what's going to happen, and how the call is going to go. Because what happens if you just ask too many questions and you spend 5, 7, 10 minutes on the first bit, just hey, how's your day going? They will take control and they will be like, cool, so like tell me what you do. You don't want that, right? You want to tell them before they have a chance to input and take control and steer the conversation. You want to tell them, hey, this is how it's going to work, right? So what I do, back and forth, and I'm like, cool, so yeah, I mean, these calls are super chill. You know, I'm just going to basically ask you questions about you, figure out your challenges, like what's not working, what your goals are, and then if we can help, you know, I'll explain what we do. And you know, if we can't, then is it like a police raid or something?
Oh yeah, that's me. Sorry. Wait a second. I closed I close the window. Yeah, something about Thailand is like it's a menace, guys. Like it's crazy. It's always like police, ambulance all the time.
Wow.
And basically, yeah, like if we can help, I'll be more than happy to walk you through that. If not, I'll probably still point you in the right direction, just so you finish this call with confidence. Does that sound alright? Sound good? Yeah. And then we transition into this. The main thing is that you want to show them that you're a real person, touch upon where they are, maybe a bit of channeling where you need to, but then you want to take control of the conversation. Right? Is this making sense so far?
Yep, absolutely. Yes.
Because you don't want to be in the position where you're chatting and then the prospect goes, alright, cool, so like, it's good like you do, and like, how much does it cost? Like, we all know that that's not the position you want to be in. Right? You want to be in control. You want to do it in a smooth way. So you just talk about them, and this is a little detail, but it sets the tone for the whole conversation. Right? Because if they instantly just start asking you, oh, so what do you do? And you say, oh, well, we don't actually work at that, like that, and you're instantly clashing. I know I'm like going on about this, but this is really important. 2 to 3 questions about the day, and then instantly, alright, cool, so the way these calls work, then you go into that. Now, this is just a script, which is basically what I just said. But, I mean, I heard someone say that, you know, that these calls are usually really chill, and it just sets a good tone, it just lets the guard down, and it's just like, just a conversation, right? Then, what we focus on is we focus on the problem first, because if there's no problem, there's no sale. And this is what I usually ask. Does that sound good? Cool. So, yeah, I think the best place to start would be, like, what would you say is your biggest challenge? Like if you're in the real estate business right now, or what's not working at the level that you truly think it could be? And then I shut up. Now, obviously, this is very similar to like the appointment setting. The way you ask this is you need to ask it in a way where you don't like it's a surprise, like it's new to you. Because if you just go, okay, cool. So like, what's your biggest challenge? You with these things, I don't speak to the prospect like I'm speaking to you now. I have a different tonality. I'm much softer. I'm much more concerned. That makes sense. So like, and I always look outside my window just to add like the implied thoughtfulness. So like what would you say is your biggest like challenge right now? And then after they answer, basically after you say this, you shut up and then you just see what they say. Can you see this green thing on my screen? Green? Like, no? No. That's fine. And then after you ask this, you shut up. Now usually, depending on the person, they give different answers. Some might just say, yeah, like I'm really struggling to get these. That's all they'll say. And some might give you a fucking 15-minute background of everything they've tried for the past 10 years, why they got into real estate, and the amount of deals they've closed, and like this, and basically, it varies from person to person. But it's not about, I heard this before, that it's not about the questions you give, it's about the answers you get. Does that make sense? So even if they go on a rant about shit, it's fine, right? Because underneath, you have like the different bits and information that you sort of need. If that makes sense. So you ask them what their challenge is. Now, sometimes they just give whatever it is, and then what you do is you ask background questions, which are these. And this is just to understand what their business is, like basically what they're doing, right? Where they're from, what properties, right? Whether it's apartments and the price range as well. This is the price. Listings or buyers, super important question. It's very similar to the appointment setting.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Because like it came in my mind, because I was thinking about the different scenarios, and if they give you like a small answer like, oh yeah, I'm struggling to get leads, then and correct me if I'm wrong, but somehow you can can guide the conversation, you can guide the discussion about this topic, asking more questions. So you control it, asking the questions and waiting for the answers. Yeah, so it's like more specific. But if, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but if they give you like the 10 years background, as you said, like they start just yapping about what they do and how and the problems with their dog, it's like for you a challenge to filter the information that you want and maybe like pick from what they said and then go more in depth from this big chunk of information. Just pick what you need and ask for me follow-up questions and go in depth. Like what's the best way? Like you continually asking questions where to go in depth and unpeeling, you know, like this the information. Yes, or it's like getting all the informations and filtering them, like what you need and what you don't need, and then go more in depth. Like what's your insight from that, also from your past experience.
So like, just so I can answer it correctly, are you asking whether it's better to question by question or let them answer and then?
Yeah, what's is easier and what like a better like return, you know, like what's more effective, like to go answer by answers and just, you know, you control the conversation and you channel the conversation with the questions that you ask.
Okay.
Or it's like taking all the background information and then asking a question refer to what they said. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then go on depth from that point.
Yeah. So first thing, you're always in control. Yeah. Even though they might be saying a whole bunch of bullshit, they're responding to you, and you are always in control. But whether it's better to question by question, like what's this, or what's this, or they just answer everything in one go. It depends on the person. Because like I said before, one person can just give you a short answer of what you say exactly. Another person will say what you will basically like mingle around, and then you have to literally like pick the different things that they say. If it's a long answer and you're picking, what I always do after I ask a question and they answer it, I always say something based on what they said and then ask the question. So if I say, so what would you say is your biggest challenge? Right? They give me a whole life story about how, like, they moved to Spain and they're focusing on selling apartments right now, and leads are like a problem getting, leads are like a problem getting buyers, right? So then I answer this, okay? And they keep going. I'll be like, okay, so you're in Spain and you said like your main focus is your main challenge is getting leads. Just to confirm, they say yes, and then I move on. Because if you just move on to the next question, especially if it's a long one, it's like everything they said you just ignored. Even though you didn't, that's what it feels like. Because if I were to like ask you a very, very personal question, whether it be, I don't know, whatever, but if I ask you a personal question, and then you give me a very personal answer, like, and then you move on to something completely different, I'm like, well, why the fuck did you ask the question? Even though you got the answer, even though you understand, right? You need to say something based on what they said. Okay. Does that make sense? So it's not question answer. It's question answer. Mini summary confirmation question.
And so related to what they said. Oh, so you refer to that and then you move on.
Exactly.
Like I've done right now.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
And this is the thing, you're always in control. You always want to be asking questions, right? And if it gets to a point where because what usually happens is I go really in depth, and then they start questioning, like, and yeah, that's me, but like, I'm really curious about what you do. Yeah, I understand that. It's just, I really need to ask questions just to see if you can help. And they're like, oh, and then you take control of the conversation again. this is just like the main framework. But you want to get out of these, you want to get like what properties, I guess. And this is really important. Listening to buyers. At the end of the day, that's what they want leads, right? But you don't want to pitch them on a way to get buyers. They're only looking for listings and properties. So this is just background questions, and these are so you can use in the pitch as ammo. Right? Now we're already like 20 minutes in, and I've only got this far, so I'll try to speed up a bit. But like I said, I can go really in depth with this one thing. And then as well, you want to just understand what they are currently doing. Right? And I'm sure you experience some of this in your point center. Right? I'm sure it's very, very simple. It's just with this, you just go deeper. That's all. Right? And you want to understand what they are doing so you can show why you're different and why what they are doing is not working. A lot of these people say, oh, MLS properties, Idealista, portals, blah, 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 blah. And then you could say, you could comment on that, and then you could say, oh yeah, a lot of our agents used to do that. But then they realize, blah, blah, blah. Just get a good background. And what you said, Leo, is this is probing. Which is basically, if they give you a dry answer, what's your biggest challenge? Leads. Okay, so tell me more, like when you say you struggle with leads, like what do you mean? And then you open, right? Because some people will be just very, very open and will give you what they truly need help with, and other people you have to, like you said, uncover their own. And that can literally be on the same question, you have to uncover that.
Yep.
Is this making sense so far? Cool.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, literally just interrupt me. Literally just interrupt me and let me know. Now this is more like for you to understand, right? And this is as well for you to understand, but more for them to tell themselves how shitty their situation is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now this I don't usually do, to be brutally honest. Sometimes I'll ask sometimes I'll just ask how many appointments they've been on. But I feel like 10 minutes into the call asking how much they're making, that can be a bit pushy. So me personally, I don't really do that. And then also, how long is your lead gen? What you'll notice is that you ask a question, they will answer it, but they will also answer another question. Which is why it's important to be actually listening all the time and taking out things. Because like if you, in the first challenge question, you get what properties they're looking for, where they are, the price of those properties, how long they've been doing this, right? If they've tried working with any other people, how many appointments they were on last month, right? What their goals are, what they really want, what they really need help with. You can get all of that. It's important just to listen and just pick it out. And I think it's best that after this, I'll send you a call and you have the script, just so you can literally see like the different parts of it. It makes so much more sense. And then widening the gap, I used to do this, but I don't really do it too much, because honestly I haven't found a way to make it smooth, because it just sounds like I'm stabbing the knife in them, and it just sounds like being a dickhead. Like it's for me at least, it's very, very difficult to ask like these questions, like wow.
Yeah, I never asked them as well, Leo, because it's also in our script, right? Those impact questions. But I never asked about it, like what does it impact in your life, your business?
And it's a very, very personal question.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I mean, as I said, like there are people that, like as you said, Fox, like there's like people that they have their personality, like their own personality. They're really open. They talk, and then they will tell you everything that you need without asking. And there are people they just say like 2-3 words every answer, and then you have to double question it. And then you have to go to get into it and say, oh yeah, and what does it mean actually? Oh, and can you define it better for me? Can I just understand that we are on the same page? Can you?
Exactly.
And then you go.
Exactly. So it really depends on the person. Then you have doubt. This one I do ask, which is because usually like they know what their problem is. and they know what they need to do. And I say, no, I'm just curious because like it seems like you know what you need to do. Yeah. But like, what do you think has been keeping you from figuring this out on your own? Like, what's in the way? And then that creates the mind frame that they can't do it themselves. They need help, which increases the likelihood that they work with us, or at least someone else. But it creates that mindset that they need help and they can't do it themselves. And it also says that like they have been struggling and they are struggling. They confirm that. Then you have the have you reached out to anyone else? This is a very, very important question because have you reached out to anyone else? For example, they could be like in an information gathering phase where they are going on like 2 calls a day with different agencies to see what's best. You handle that differently. Are you working with anyone now? Important because they could say yes, and then that could stop them from working with you. Like with Kiki, she already had a software, right? And then I was asking her about that, and then she was telling me why, and then she said, "Oh, I hate it. And I'm laughing and I'm smiling, but then I asked why do you? And I was like, I just really hate it. I'm like, why? Right? And I'm doing it like I'm not asking the question, I'm just curious, right? And then the reason I said that is because I then realized, I then know the information on how to separate this, what makes us better and what she's looking for. Because if I know what she hates, then I can sort of give her the solution which is better, which is exactly what I did in that key. I mean, I can send it over as well. And then have you done anything before that was not so important? Because then you can see there's a lot of people like they've worked with a couple agencies before and it didn't work, and they're nervous about starting it. And you want to handle that before you drop the price. Then you have the cost and why now. This, yes, I do ask this one sometimes. This one I also don't really ask very often. I used to do it a lot in the beginning just because I was following the script, but this is a very it's a tough question to ask, you know. And usually, like when I ask this, like, so what's your plan? Obviously, the tonality. I say like, what's your plan if nothing changes? They're like, oh no, I'm going to figure it out. But then that's bad because then you remove the doubt that they can do it by themselves, which we literally just asked here. Is this all clear so far?
Yes.
So yeah, I basically asked this one, and then I have another question as well. But I also said like, how much of a priority, like how important is it to solve this problem now? And they always say, oh yeah, it's a very high priority. But then that increases the urgency in their mind. Like I said, this part is not necessarily about getting the answers. It's more about them telling themselves certain things that I want them to. Is this clear?
Yeah.
It's quite interesting as well. It's like the first bit is information for you to use against them when you pitch, and then this bit is like getting them to say things that you want them to tell themselves. Okay. Then we have the goals. Now I don't say like ultimately what's the goal. Now I say gotcha. So if you are able to figure out their problem and what they want, right? Then, like, what kind of results, like, do you want to see working with? So let's say 12 months down the line, 6 to 12 months down the line, what would you consider like a success working with us? Like, what would success be to you? That's a much like softer question. In their mind, they're still saying, all right, what's my goal? But I'm not saying what are your goals. That's a very personal question. And if you say what are your goals, and they say, oh, I'm not comfortable sharing them, then like fuck, the whole goal just got messed up basically, right? Not saying that they got messed up, but you don't want to be in that position. So softening it out and being a bit vague and letting them answer, then and then honestly they'll just say, yeah, I just want to make my money. I'm like, cool, no worries. I'm like just curious, like, do you have a number in mind or like a number of deals? Do you see how I'm asking that?
Yeah.
Because on this call, I'm basically like in lecture mode. When I'm on the call, I'm like, yeah, when you say that you want to make more money, like just curious. have like a particular like number of months in mind, or amount in mind, or a number of like deals you want to close in mind? Okay. Right, it's much softer. And I used to be very like my personality right now on the call, and it's not. I mean, in certain bits it is, but I'm much like I basically play myself down. Now,
Yeah, you have to you have to control yourself. Let's say the case.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, because before I was just like, especially towards the end, I was just like shouting at them, like, bro, just fucking play. You can't do that. You really can't do that. In my mind, I thought that it works. Pressure. No. Like, it's a struggle for me. It's a struggle for like most people as well. But I think AJ, you'll do very good at this because you have a very like calm, like just kind. I think you'll do very well. It's true though. It's true. But like people who are quite like strong, it's difficult because you need to like, and you need to have a balance. You need to have a balance of like taking control of the call and also like just being soft. Anyway, then after that, then I asked this question. Now when I say, now basically you literally asked this question almost word for word. I'll give you an example. Cool. So do you mind if I ask you a bit of a personal question? They're like, sure. I'm like, cool. So like, and the reason I'm asking this is because our goal isn't only, you know, to help you with business and help you make money, personal deals, right? Because we also want to empower you to live like your ideal lifestyle. And when I say that, like ideal lifestyle, like what comes to mind? Like what are the, I guess, non-monetary, like some of the personal qualities of business to allow you to achieve. And I'm very soft, like, and I laugh. You also notice as well that if you do watch some of my I laugh in certain moments because laughter is a softener. And if I notice that it's very, very serious, I'm like, you know, like people just laugh and it like softens that and it's like, okay, this guy's even when
It's actually a psychological thing. Like if you make them laugh, like people buys from people they like. So if you make them laugh, you just increase the possibility that they may tend to like you and then buy from you because they trust you and they like you somehow.
Literally. And especially like, do you mind if I ask you a bit of a personal question? And the reason why I'm asking this, and then I go on with the rest of the thing. But also, I knew I was just saying word for word, but I hope like I made it seem like I was actually thinking of what to say, and I was stuttering on purpose in certain bits. Because I could say the question word for word without stuttering, but because I'm adding in filler words, I'm stuttering. It makes it seem, obviously in some cases you don't want to stutter, like in your pitch you want to be fucking on the point, but when you want to soften it out, you add different things. Yeah, and then I say this, like, and then I laugh as well. I'll be like, because this is like usually quite a serious thing. Now, honestly, I feel like we've covered quite a lot. Is there anything else that you feel like we haven't covered that I should know? They're like, no. And then they usually say, I just want to go. I want to know more about you. Tell me more about you. Like, cool, let me get into that, and then you move on. Right now, I'm going a bit more in detail with like the laughing bits, but I think this is really, really helpful. And I genuinely like. What do you guys think? Do you think it's helpful so far?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
What do you think has been helpful so far?
You mean like the laughter? Yeah, the fact that it's a really small change that can drastically increase the chances of them getting into the program. You know, instead of just like reading the script, add some stutters, add some laughter. Like, yeah, it's great stuff. You know, because like I just got into this, I guess it's almost 2 months ago, like this whole appointment setting thing, and I've seen many scripts, but you know, and I've done mock calls with people as well. You know, like in the school community, Leo, I've been doing, but yeah, none of them actually brought up that advice that try to. They would always say like, don't stutter, get rid of the ums, stuff like that. But right now, like if you strategically use it, it can really be advantageous. So that's some good stuff there. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree. You should just get rid of them, but it's a strategic thing.
Yeah, we're doing the pitch.
Exactly.
Just like to do it in the pitch.
Yeah, and I was very careful when I said that because you only use it in times when you need to soften them and when you want them to answer, and you pretend like you're a little bit stupid. Not stupid, but just like, yeah, you just like it's called implied thoughtfulness. Like when I'm looking at the window, when I'm adding in filler words like I'm implying that I'm thinking because I know the script word for word, right? And so you just need to act it out like you're asking new questions.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it seem like you're just going to the questions. You want to make it, basically. Then we have the transition phase. Now this is a different script as well. Let me just show like the script that I have right now. This is the whole script that I use right now. Just literally like I was saying, because can you see it?
Yes.
Just because I have everything in my mind. Now, like to be honest, I don't even have the thing. Let me just go back to the script. Through this, then what I like to do is, I say this. Let's just pretend for a moment that like you were able to figure out a way that like would fix your lead generation and you'd be able to get those 3 deals a month. Typically the clients that we work with, especially in the beginning, more so in the beginning, they typically need around like 1 hour a day, right? Just to implement some of the information and implement the systems. Is that something that you like would potentially be willing to commit to? And usually they say yes. Basically every time they say yes. But the reason I ask that is because it solves one objection already, which is that I don't have enough time. And if they do bring it up in the time objection later when handling them, right? Then you can just say, but like I said, you can just mention that. You can bring it up, that it only takes 1 hour a day. But I say that because just to eliminate that objection as well. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And they say yeah. Then they say yes. I'm like, cool, perfect. And then I say this. Okay, honestly, Leo, based on what you said, and I laughed again as well. Honestly, Leo, based on what you said, we can definitely help you. Yeah. And our area of expertise, this isn't here. Our area of expertise is, helping blah 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 solve the problem they mentioned to get to their goal. So I make it personal. Does that make sense?
Yes. You tailor the pitch, like the beginning of the pitch, from what they told you. Yeah.
I tailor the whole pitch to what they've done.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did with Kiki as well. Like I moved the steps around, and I said certain things and I didn't say certain things just because of what she said. Right? And it's super important to have it like that, because everything you want to say is based on the information that you got earlier. You don't want to pitch them onto something. If they say their problem is lead generation, and then you focus a lot on building a team and having the software which sends automatic messages, yes, it's useful, but that's not what they want. Yeah. Because I used to sell them on what we had, but now I sell them on what they want. Is it making sense?
Yes.
This is super important. Super important, and that's why.
Do you normally take the notes, like take some notes, like some keywords that you will use it, or you just actively listen to what they say and just spit it out in the pitch?
That's a great question. And see this new script?
Yes. Oh, that's the one that Sam shared last time.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And yes, I used to just write it underneath each section, and I would write down like their words exactly,
Yeah.
verbatim. Verbatim means word for word what they said.
Yes.
Okay, and yes, that's absolutely true. And I literally use their words. Like I really want to. I'll basically just send you the key conclusions, well, just so you can go through it. But then everything I say is like with her words, because she wanted something that's super efficient, super simple, right? And then she also told me how she wants the 3 months to work out. Because we usually have a structured plan of we do this, and this is how we work. But she said first she wants to focus on the CRM, download her database, test some ads, right? And then scale. And that's how I pitched her. I said the very first thing that we're going to do is sort this out. Then we're going to test some ads, and then we'll see how that goes, and then we're going to scale.
Amazing.
But everything, and I literally say this, like, I'll show you in a second, but yeah, everything so far is basically you want to help the customer. Then you can say this, right? You say, I mean, that said, like where do you want to go from here? I mean, I can walk you through how we would help you, and they usually say yes. The reason we do that is just because to let them feel like they're in control as well. It sounds complicated that you want to be in control, but you want them to feel like they're in control. It's just, you can ask this, you can not, but if they already ask you, like, what do, you can just go straight into a pitch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, I mean, this is a pitch. Let me try and find. I don't know where my other script is. I think this is it. Or some fucking scripts there. Because basically, like the pitch, like I said, is different depending on what they say, but the overall structure is the same. And then, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, and then I do this. I say this. So just a preface, like, you know, what we do. Everything we do is customized, depending on the best with the client. Right? That's why I was asking you all those questions before, and then trying to get some details, just to see like if we could help. And yeah, for you specifically, right? It's just 5 steps. It's 5 steps for everyone. But it just everyone likes to be sort of like a custom plan, and like because everyone feels like they're special and they're different, which they are, and different people need different things, and you sell them on different things. But you say that everything is customized, which like helps you give a reason for why you're using their language and giving them what they want. Right? So everything you do is customized, and for you, a 5 steps process for you to go from whatever their problem was to whatever they want in just a couple of weeks. Cool? I mean, do you still have like a pen and paper in front of you? Yeah, amazing. And then you just go into the pitch. Now, the pitch is, we only have like 15-20 minutes left, and yeah, I'll send you this particular document as well, just to go over it. But overall, with regards to the pitch, like I said before, you want to sell them on what they want. Okay? I think the best thing as well is just to send you the video on my passport to tell you about the pitch. And this like can take another whole hour being explained what to do. But yeah, you get the pitch, go through that. It is very, very important. It is arguably the most important part of the call, and you want to do it in a custom way. Custom way, conviction. This is where you're not stuttering, right? And then, in terms of how it's delivered, then basically I just share my screen and show them the school app, the school community, right? The members we have, the classrooms. And then in the classroom section, I show them exactly what they need help with. So they're focusing on, if they want to run ads, I'll pull up the running ads bit and show them that this is what you get. Is this making sense so far? Is this all clear?
Yeah.
You just want to be
Like basically, you said something before about Kiki. You sell what they want. That's a key part. Understanding what they want and selling them what they want. It's just like a no-brainer. It's like, oh yeah, I want a black puffer jacket, and it's fine. You know what you want. So if I work in the shop, it doesn't make any sense that I bring all the jacket that we have and show you, even if they're gray jackets. You want a black puffer jacket, I will look for the black puffer jacket. I'll show you the puffer jacket. That's it. So it makes sense. If you tell me what you want, why should I pitch something else? Even if it's valuable and you know it's valuable, you go straight into what they need, so that they can feel this hole that they have and solve the problem and get to the Holy Grail.
No, you said it perfect. That's the biggest thing. Because I specifically, I used to tell them what we had, everything. Because I know that what we have is useful. It is useful, even though you said like there's a great jacket. But right now it's not what they want. And even if what they want is like the shittiest thing, it's what they want, And you can't really tell them, oh, but this is the really important thing. And you can, but it's in their mind. So yeah, basically, and when you're running through this, the pitch and delivery. Basically, I posted Kiki's call in the channel that we have together. It is a long hour call. It is like a 2-hour call, but the last hour or so is just handling objections and going through that. Right? I actually have a YouTube video coming out later, so I'll show you that one, which literally just shows me handling the objections. But the main thing I want you to understand is everything before the objections. That's really the most important thing. And especially the pitch, because you'll literally see that I follow different steps and I use her words. It's so important. And yeah, after this, again, this is exactly how I'll do it. So like I know I just went through quite a lot, and you'd be like patiently just sitting there listening to me, and thank you for that. And like what questions do you have? Like what are your thoughts? And then they say whatever they say. But I make a joke, I laugh, because usually they're like this, just listening. And then I make a joke again. Like I know you've been sitting there patiently looking at me, and then they laugh as well and smile. And then I go, so cool, like questions, thoughts. And if I did this well, they'll be like, and you'll sense that they agree that this is what they need. They'll be like, this sounds really good. And then they might just have a couple questions. Now, answering questions, this is so fucking bullshit. Now, when answering a question, you want to understand why they're asking that question. For example, if they say, is there group coaching? You could just say yes, right? And then you don't understand whether that's good or bad. It sounds complicated because even though we do have group coaching and it makes logical sense to tell them yes, right? You want to understand, because if they say, if they're asking group coaching because in their mind they already were with like a mastermind in a real estate group, and they did have group coaching. There were 200 people on the call, and they couldn't answer their question. It was just a waste of their time. They want to see if that would be the same. So when they ask a question, you say I don't remember the exact framework, but you want to ask them why they're asking that question. So do you have coaching? We have certain elements like about that, but just so I can answer it correctly, like is there a particular reason like you're asking that? Oh yeah, just because the last people I worked with, there were 200 people on these calls, and I was never able to get support, and I just thought it was just a waste of time. And I'm like, I see, no, damn, that actually sounds really bad. I'm so sorry about that. But with us, like we do, but typically there are only 15 to 20 other agents. So if you do have a question, it will get answered. And also with regards to your support, you have one-to-one access to me and the team. So if you have a question, you don't need to go into the call. You would just shoot us a message and then we'll get back to you. Is that clear? Yeah. You see how that's much different? So if I were to just say yes to every coaching.
Yeah.
Another one is, do you have any like agencies in Marbella? If they're in Marbella, I literally had this one, and I was like, to be honest, I'm not sure, like, because I know we have some in Spain, but like, is there a particular reason you're asking that? Oh yeah, because obviously it's competition, and I don't want any other people there. Oh, I see. I mean, to be honest, like, I actually don't think we can do that. See what? Because I thought that she was asking it and she wanted me to say yes, so that it would make.
Oh, because she wanted to ask them or talk to them to have any confirmation. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Me as well. But then she didn't want anyone around her to have the same tools that she or he.
Exactly. So this is why it's really important.
Really impressed. She was really impressed by it. You know?
Yeah,
She doesn't want
that's
anyone
true.
else.
That's true as well. But as you can see, like, you don't really know the reason of why they're asking something until you clarify it. And it's super important to clarify it. Literally, like you just saw in that example. Because if you think she's asking that because she wants to speak to someone, she's like, yeah, of course we do. We have actually quite a lot of people. And then she's like, well, what's the point of me joining this then? And then you lose the sale. That's just answering questions, by the way. And then you answer the question and you go, cool, like what else? What other questions? About those. Actually, I forgot to mention this as well. Here, after your pitch, you go through that thing and then you say, so like, what questions do you have about those 5 things specifically? About those 5 things specifically. You don't say it in that tonality, but you point it out that you're asking about those 5 things. Because a lot of the time they just get called something right. You don't want that to happen. And then you say, so what about those 5 things specifically, about the process? Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. They ask a question, you clarify, you answer it. Cool, what else? What other questions about those 5 things? Blah, 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 blah. And cool, what else? What other questions about those 5 things? No, I think we're good. Cool. And then you move on. If you say about those 5 things specifically and they say about the price, no, I completely understand that, we will get that. I'm just curious, like, what do you think about those 5 things specifically? You really want to answer any questions about the process, because that's going to remove uncertainty. Because there's different kinds of objections.
Is it maybe because so you minimize the possibility that they bring these things after you drop the price? Like, if you didn't clarify, for example, the group calls is actually a good example, or if there are other people in that area using our tools. If you don't ask the questions, and like if you don't ask them to ask you a question about it, they could bring it up later and ask you like, oh, but actually wait a second, they have to pay this amount of money, but, and they ask you a question. And then you have to go back and clarify all the process and just, you're trying to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not like we are the logical answer to your problems. You're saying, they're trying to sell and giving them reason to buy, and just the friction is high.
Exactly. And basically that's exactly right. Like, you want to do it, you want to uncover any objections, any questions they may have before you drop the price. Because after you drop the price, well, they turn into a different person. Not like, obviously, like, as a whole, but it's just different. And then if they do come up with a concern after, let's say, the same one after the price, and you say the same thing, they might be thinking that you're just saying that to get them to buy. Whereas before you even mention the price or even ask for money, you're clarifying it. Yeah. Is this making sense so far, AJ and Leo? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Then after that, after I have no questions about those 5 things specifically, you do a temperature check. Now, this basically, so based on what we covered, like you came into the program, you came to the clinics, like you did everything, and you got the support that you needed. Like, how do you feel about the process? Like, do you feel like this is exactly what you need to get you to that? And basically, what you want is for them to be like, yes, 100%, yeah, this is exactly what I need, yeah. You don't want like like it sounds good. Can you tell the difference between them? It's not just about what they say, it's how they say it. I mean, like it sounds good. No, you want them to say, oh, this is fucking yes. Just give it to me now.
I need it.
I need it. That's the kind of thing that you want, right? And then you could say this. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes they do it themselves. You say, oh, I'm great. I'm glad you like that. Why are you so confident about it? And then and this is what they're selling themselves. This is so fucking crucial because instead of you telling them how good it is, they tell themselves how good it is. And even it's the way you answer the question. It's the way you ask the question, like what makes you feel so confident? Which presumes that they do feel confident in the first place.
Yes.
And then they're reasoning and telling you why. Please, this is so fucking powerful. Genuinely. Like, this is so powerful. Because this is what makes the difference between being salesy and not. And then letting the prospect sell themselves. But in the Kiki call, I did this as well. And to be honest, sometimes I didn't because she was just saying it to herself. Like, you could say, cool, like, if like, you just go based on what we covered, blah, 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 like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like this is exactly what you need? And then she'll be like, yeah, I mean, I feel like blah, 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 and she'll give reasons as to why you might feel sold. You just want them to be sold on the process, right? And if they say, yeah, this is good, cool, I'm like, why, like, why do you say this is good? Like, why are you so confident? And then they say, like, yeah, like, blah, 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 blah. And they sell themselves. And you could ask this as well, like, are there any concerns of you, like, you mind regarding you joining the program and not getting the results that you want? And this is just like a final check before you drop the price. And then they might have one and then you just answer it. And you try to handle it before you drop the price. Because if it comes up before the price, it's just so much harder to overcome. Is it making sense so far? Is everything? Do you have, like, what questions do you have so far?
Not much actually. I think that one of the key thing is like understand why the person is behaving in a certain way and what's the problem behind it, and then tailor it step by step, like offering what they want, like understand what they want, why they want it, like what's the issue, and then tailoring everything from there. And as I said, as you said, uncover everything before it comes up after the price drop. Because I think that as soon as you drop the price, there is like a mental correlation between, okay, do I want to pay this money for this exact thing? And if you and it's like a value, how can I say, like it's a value comparison between this money and solving the problem. But if I showed you that we can solve the problem and you're selling yourself to yourself, repeating why you need it, then it makes sense to pay the money. For example, the Kiki call is a perfect example of how it went, because you clarify the questions, then you drop the price, then they ask you the questions that you already answered, and they answered themselves to themselves, like the couple. So it makes sense, like the friction is none, because you know the answers, and then if you ask them, oh yeah, but we talked about them, blah blah blah, they, oh yeah, he told us that, blah 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 blah, and they know the answers. So the answers, they just concerned about the value that they have to pay. But if they know the value, like if they know what they think and they know that there is the holy grail, this is what they need, then it's way easier to pay.
Exactly. Did you watch the Kiki goal? Just curious.
Oh, you showed us, Glove. I think.
Oh,
when,
I did. Yeah.
Like.
the objection. The objection handle.
Yes.
And exactly that. And do you remember earlier, like later? I don't. Maybe you don't. But towards the end, she was wondering like, do I have time to do this? And then her husband asked that, and then the Kiki was like, oh yeah, but he told us it's just an hour a day.
Yes.
That's why
that's
you
the thing.
clarified.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Yes.
That's why you clarified before. Exactly. Yeah. And then if like they're not very confident, I usually say something along the lines of this, which is okay. Honestly, like just to be clear, what's really important to us is alignment. Because when you come and work with us, like I said before, we're not just giving you these things and basically saying good luck. We're working with you, right? We're actually working with you and customizing the ads and setting this everything up with you. So, and our team is all in to make sure that you are successful. So it's really important to us that you feel good about the process. And then it switches the dynamic to saying like, I don't want you. I only want you if you want to do it, right? I could care less if you close it and if you buy the thing. But I don't want you to join if you're not serious.
Is it important this partnership dynamic? Like you have to give your 50% and we give our 50%. Like do they feel like they are on this on your team? You know, they work together. Do you use this partnership thing?
It's not too important that like they feel they have to give 50%. But what is important that they feel we give 50%. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So rather than them having to think, oh, I need to work, they think, oh, they will help me work.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's all customized and personalized. And over the call, I mentioned a lot of the times, like, we don't just give you access to this and basically say good luck. Like, we literally work with you to make sure that you are successful. That's what's important. Not necessarily the fact that they have to work. But this is just if they bring up uncertainty. Right, you see, if they are uncertain here. If when I ask this question, they're like, yeah, it sounds good, it sounds alright, then you say that. And they're like, fuck, like, they really don't care, like, if I want to do it or not, I really need to. And then
But you already mentioned it before, like you already said like that their success is linked with our success, and that's why we work with committed people.
Yeah, loads of times.
Okay.
And then I go 1 to 10. Like on a, and just to be clear, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like 1 being like, you hate my face, this is the worst thing you've ever heard of, or 10 being like, okay, like you feel like this is ultimately like what you need, where do you feel like you are? And what you're looking for is like 8s and 9s. If they say 6, 7, then that means they're not sold on the process, and they think that this is not what they need. And then it means like you did something wrong in the discovery and in the pitch, which is why the pitch is so important, and the discovery, because then you know what to say in the pitch. Right? And if they say 9 or like 8, 9, like or 9, that's actually like. And then they say like 9 because you know you can't be 100% committed to anything. You can't be 100% certain. And you can go, exactly. Like honestly, you can't be 100% certain and 100% confident that you're going to wake up tomorrow. So being a 9 is like the closest thing to being 100% that you can be. So I'm glad, and that just like reaffirms it. And then. Bro, I heard this guy from Cole Gordon. He's the guy that did the video I sent you, bro. This guy, just go through his comments. This guy's a fucking genius. this whole
Yeah,
script,
he's dropping gems like.
bro, this whole script is his script. Like the structure of it, it's all him. Like the committing phase, the temperature checks, everything is him. It's such a fucking genius. And then they either ask you like, cool, so what's the price? Or I could be like, cool, so you feel good? No questions. Like what's next? Where do you feel like you're gonna go from here? And you go to the price. And then what you do for the price is you say, so this is what I say. So you process the investment with me, investment, not price. You process. You're not gonna say you're gonna pay this. So you process the investment with me, and then as soon as we do that, what we do is we book your one-to-one onboarding call straight after. And by this point I've already explained what the one-to-one onboarding is, right? And then you explain that, and we also book in another call. We launch your first ad within the first 7 days of you joining. And then then the investment is just 3,500 euros. Super chill. It's nothing, bro. 3,500 is nothing. If you're like, and like the investment, like it is like 3,500 euros. It's just 3,500 euros. And then you shut up, and then you handle then you go into like the objection phase. And if they are speaking too much, then you're like, so how does that land with you? And then you see, and then you can, and then bro, then it's just objection handling. That can be like a whole other fucking 5-hour call. So, based on what we said so far, like how do you feel? Like how do you feel about the process specifically?
Oh, lot to learn. Lot more to learn.
That's what I'm saying. Like closing and appointment setting, like different
Yeah.
different leagues.
I think it's more like from what I've seen, like I depicted in my mind closing in a different way, and the more I dig, the more I go deeper and deeper and deeper. I understand that it's 90% working on the person that you are on the call, like your tonality, how you deliver, how you tailor your answers, how you ask the questions. You know, like it's the person that you are on the call is like 90% of the call itself. It doesn't matter about which script you're using. It doesn't matter like the offer. It doesn't matter like. If you are a warm person, if you listen like intentionally what they're saying, and then you can react accordingly to how they're behaving. I mean, then it's like a completely different game, as you said. The objection handling, then this is another game.
No, that's another different game, exactly.
This is something else, but as like concerned to what we said so far, it's about the person that you are on the call and understanding and the empathy and the emotional intelligence towards the other person. Like you have to understand, okay, they're struggling with this and how you feel about this, and then all the things that could prevent them to buy, and all the things that are stopping them, like till now. If they are on the call, they have a problem and they want to solve the problem.
Exactly. So, bro, they saw an ad, they clicked on it, they filled out their information, they found a time to watch with them, they showed up to the call. Like they're clearly interested in something.
Yep.
So it's just But I mean, AJ, do you have like what questions do you have? You've been very quiet, just listening and attentively.
Just trying to process everything, Fox. It's truly a feast of knowledge. I would say, like, wow, good stuff there. I don't know. I feel like what I need right now is to just like take a 1 hour break and like absorb everything I learned from this closing coaching call. But yeah, it's like, I feel like like 90% like trying to present what's good for them, you know, like everything about them, like what tonality I should use, so they're going to be engaged with my questions. They're going to give better answers, you know, what like facial expressions I should have, so it could affect their answers as well. The answer to be deeper, you know, the verbal pacing, like you don't just read it out, you gotta pause and then
100%.
yeah, it's like it's all about them. It's all about them. What's good for them to hear.
Exactly.
What's see.
That's what everything. This is the thing with everything.
Yeah.
You need to answer the question, what's in it for me? In the person you're speaking to's mind. What's in it for me? Everything is for them. Exactly. And it's true, like you said, that sorry, carry on.
Everything's for them. Yeah. It's just like and then you only, and then if they do ask for the price, you're like, no worries, we're gonna get there. But you just have to go on with the script, because I'm thinking, like, what if they're just gonna be, you know, like, yeah, I just want to know the price. I just want to know the price. Like do you ever get that? Like, do you always?
I've got that once. I had this one call where it was this woman in Dubai, and then she answered the call on her phone and she was walking outside. I'm like, hey, like, are you in a quiet place? And she's like, yeah, I will be in 30 minutes. Let's start. I'm like, cool, no worries. I'll just wait. So, this was in the beginning, so I really didn't understand much. And then she said, no, just start. So she was trying to take the brain, and she was quite a hot woman as well. And hot women, like, you speak to them differently. And then they have like an ego, and they have like, because a lot of people in their environment tell them like cucks, and you can't be like that on the call. And so, but I was like that because I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, let me just start. And then she sat down, like, it looked like she was at this convention. I can send you the call actually as well. I probably will. Actually, I will. I'll send you right now. And then I think her name was Ava. Yeah, her name was Ava. And it's still like this Russian woman. And then she was like, yeah, so tell me what you do and how much it costs. And I'm like, whoa. just chill for a second. Yeah, the call's only actually, wait, do you want to watch it? It's only 7 minutes long. Do you guys have time?
7 minutes.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.